What is up, guys? My name is MipZ and welcome back for yet another League of Legends video. So today we're playing JINX, and JINX is actually one of my absolute favorite ADCs, and she's actually the champion that I turn to if I've had like a break from League, or if I just really want to climb fast from the ADC role. The reason for this is that JINX is honestly an extremely strong champion. What is this sound? Oh wait, it's the skin. Ah, that's cool. Alright, that aside, JINX is an extremely strong champion, and actually what most people also categorize as a hyper carry. She's actually one of the few hyper carries that I personally would recommend even for a brand new player. So if you're brand new to League and really want to get into the ADC role, then JINX is actually not a bad place to start. The reason why I'm saying this is because JINX is actually very good both in the early game, the mid game, and the late game. She especially takes off during mid and late game, but she's not bad in the early game. She's pretty easy to farm with, and the longer you get into... Whoop, okay, he needs some help. The longer you get into the game, the easier it gets. Of course, that happens with most champs, but with JINX especially, it becomes very easy, almost to the point where it's brainless. You just click it and things die very easily. So JINX is a very cool champion. The thing with JINX, however, is that she doesn't have any like CC apart from her mines. We'll talk more about her spells, what they do, but she actually works best paired up with a support that has some crowd control, and it's pretty crucial for her. Oh, we're in a bad spot here. Okay, gonna use my heal and pop my pot. But she works best with a support with some crowd control. So it is not ideal to play with Soraka, but I think we'll make it work. There we go. So she works best with a support that has some crowd control, and what you want to do with JINX is that you want to play follow up. So whenever your support engages, then you want to follow up. Let's see if we can get this kill here. Alright, that's fine. I could have flashed there. Might actually have gotten the kill if I just flashed over that mine. But she is very fun ADC, and we'll get more into the depth of how you actually play her. But I think we should just go through the abilities first and talk a little bit about how they actually work. So first of all, we have her passive, which is called Get Excited.
So you better be excited.
No, it's called, honestly, it's called Get Excited, and it's a very cool spell, because it's a part of what makes this guy or this girl actually snowball so freaking hard. Okay, I don't know what this guy's doing, quite honestly. I'll take the free hits, so. But it's a part of what makes her snowball so freaking hard. And whenever the thing is, her Get Excited procs every time you kill a turret or you kill a champion, or is a part of killing something. So even if you get an assist, it still counts and you get excited. Yeah. Okay, so the excited buff gives you a tremendous amount of movement speed for a brief moment. Like, you're like the Flash on steroids. You run really fast, and every time you kill someone, you get this. And this also means that that as soon as you start killing one, you can pretty easily start cleaning up their team. I don't know what this guy's doing, but I honestly like it. Oh. No minions. Rip. Alright, worth it. I don't know what they're doing, so I'll take the free kills. It's a little bit hard for me to just focus on actually playing the game super well while explaining it, so I'm sorry the gameplay's like, kind of, but at last, or at least these guys are not doing a very good job, so I'm just punishing them a little bit. But her Get Excited procs every time she gets a kill or assist or a turret, and when she gets excited, she gets a significant amount of movement speed, and also she gets 15% attack speed buff, and this actually can exceed the maximum attack speed cap. So even if you're at the cap from items, then this 15% is going to be on top of that one. So you really, every time you kill someone or part of it or get a turret, then you run really fast, and that's what you've been seeing me do as well. When I get one of them, I can kite up and run close to the other. You really want to use this such that you don't stand on top of your enemy, but rather that you use it such that you get on their side, if that makes sense. So you still have max range, but you keep getting your auto attacks in and they don't get out range. I hope that makes sense. We'll get a bit more into it. A neat little trick is whenever you get this buff, don't use your mouse to like, let's say I have the buff now. Instead of doing like this, chasing after them, then make sure you make small movements such that you can micromanage in case their look snare suddenly is there and I need to move to the right or left or right side. Then I don't have to do like a huge movement and it's going to be a lot slower. So make sure that you try and do small mouse movements. It really helps out doing the micromanagement of dodging, because it can be a little uncontrollable as you get this buff, because you move very, very fast. Next up we have our Q, and our Q is pretty cool because it's called Switcheroo. And yeah, Switcheroo is a pretty cool spell. This is gonna be another kill. Won't be able to get that guy, but we'll get some good damage in. But Switcheroo is a pretty cool spell or ability. What it does is that it enables you to swap between your two weapons, between your minigun and your rocket launcher, and both weapons are really good for two very different situations. So the way you want to use these, oh, I might actually be able to get this. Ah, no, never mind. We'll get this just to get the extra gold from the plating. Let's get this. And also a cool thing, you can fire on the minions like you see there with your rocket launcher in order to hit the other guy. We'll talk a bit more about the rocket launcher in a second. Let's first explain the minigun. So your first weapon is your minigun, and your minigun is your primary gun for dealing single target damage. That's what you want to do with it. This is always the weapon you want to use to maximize your damage, but it requires... Whoop, all right, let's just go back. How you should use this is that you need to use this weapon if you're in range for it and you're safe, if that makes sense. So if you're safe, then this is the best weapon to use. This is the one you're going to output the most damage with. Every time you attack with your minigun, then you get a stack. This stack gives you some increased attack speed and stacks up to 3 times. So 3 auto attacks with your minigun and you have max stacks. This is a significant increase into attack speed, and it really helps you get people down a lot faster, so don't underestimate this. However, if you swap over to your rocket launcher, then the attack speed from your minigun does not carry over to your rocket launcher, so you gotta know that. However, your rocket launcher, what this one does is that it increases your attack range, and every time your rocket impacts a target, then it deals explosive damage to anything close to it. So it's an AoE, and it gives actually 10% more damage. It gives a 10% AD boost to the damage per shot compared to your minigun. The downside, however, is that it swallows 20 mana every time you shoot it, so it actually... pretty fast, it's gonna take up your mana, and additionally you fire your shots off 25% slower. Oh, whoa. Okay. Gonna fire heal off just as a safety precaution there. So they use basically everything here. So you fire a little bit slower with your rocket launcher. That's just a part of it. But you have the extra attack range, which is very, very cool. And you also have your... Whoa. Nice. You have your extra attack range and the explosive capabilities of it. And this also works very well with Hurricane. Okay, she ran the other way. This also works very well with Hurricane. But the way you want to use your rocket launcher is this is actually the weapon you wanna use whenever you don't feel safe, if this makes sense. Due to the extra attack range, you'll be able to stay further away, you'll be able to deal some AoE damage. There are certain situations where you will do more damage with the rocket launcher. That is if there are like 4 or 5 people stacked on top of each other, you have the Hurricane, so you hit more than one target and they're just crammed together. Then using your rocket launcher will probably do more damage than using your minigun, but as a rule of thumb, your minigun will always be doing more damage and more DPS than your rocket launcher. But the rocket launcher is what you want to use to stay at a bit further range, to stay safe, and that's what you really want to do with Jinx. Jinx is about playing safe. She doesn't have any real CC, and we'll get more into that, and that's why I wouldn't recommend someone like Soraka as a support. I know Soraka has her silence slash snare, but it's not that common that people hit with it when they're not paired with someone else that can CC either. So that's not ideal. But that aside, let's have a look at the next ability, and then we'll talk about how to combine everything at the end of explaining these abilities. So our next ability is called Sap, and Sap is a super underrated ability because it actually gives a huge amount of damage. Well, he is low, but he just came back, so that's super neat. Whoop. I should have swapped to minigun there. That was a poor play. But Sap is actually a very underrated ability. Mostly because it actually deals a very high amount of damage. First of all, you guys probably know it is a skill shot. It has a pretty long range, as you guys can see. Every time you shoot it, it deals a good chunk of damage based on your AD. But also gives... Whoop. Let's pop this. But also deals a... Whoop. Get this down. It deals a good chunk of damage, which is based on maximum HP, which actually means that, that you're gonna deal a lot of damage with this thing. Like, a lot. So even putting it on tanks, hitting it with tanks is really good. Don't underestimate it. You really need to use it in your combo. Generally, you wanna... use this after you use your mines. We'll talk about the mines just now, but your Sap is very good and does a lot of damage, so don't underestimate this skill. It is really, really good. But next up we have our chopper, or flame choppers. And flame choppers is the only CC that Jinx has, and it's a really, really nice one, but it doesn't work that well alone. Generally, you'll be using it just to peel off yourself, so you'll put him basically on top of yourself or just in front of you or behind you as you run over them to make sure that somebody can't chase you or can't get to you. The cool thing about these flame choppers is whenever somebody runs into them, they get rooted, and also if they're using some kind of movement spell, then that movement spell is stopped. And what I mean with it's stopped is that basically they won't move any further than to the mine. So if Illusion dashes, he's gonna stop right at the mines, which is very, very cool. And the flame choppers, of course, also deal some damage. Can we get in here? Alright, I won't be able to finish that. I need help here, dude. Alright, I need to get away. But they're very cool. Whenever you put down your flame choppers, you put down 3 of these flame choppers, and they're pretty good to put down. Even if they don't hit someone, they might be able to just peel people off you. Ooh. Nice. Right here, I can put it down there, and we're gonna have him stuck here. I'm gonna see if I can kite around the corner. Oh. Okay, well played. Let's get that one. Hurricane. Control ward, and that's gonna be that. Alright, so these flame choppers are really nice to just put down on the ground, both to peeling off yourself or for a follow-up on another CC from your team. And this is why Jinx is very good with a CC heavy champion like Thresh, etc. Like champions, even Nautilus and stuff, like champions that has CC are very good with Jinx. And what you want to do when you play Jinx is just you want to wait for your support to make some kind of initiate. So they start off, and as soon as they hit their crowd control, you want to put your mines directly on top of it such that it's chained together. Because as they you put down the mines, it's going to be about half a second to a second before the root applies, since yeah, that's basically how they work. So make sure you do that in proper time. So as soon as you see a CC hit, throw down your chopper mines on top of them. And if somebody's trying to kill you, then then you can use it to peel them, or even just putting it somewhere such that they can't run after, like putting them here, so they have to run that way. If you have a Jing or a Yeet that uses Q on you, you can place yourself basically like this and have your mines behind you, and Yeet's gonna come out right here in the corner, meaning that you can instantly snare him and then run, which is a cool trick. But your next ability is called Super Mega Death Rocket, and if that's not a cool name, then I don't know what is. Let's get this guy. Also, you can use it to block your flame charge. You can also use to block off enemies just like that, put it down in front of them. But this is more occasional than anything. It's not something you're going to be doing every single game necessarily. Most commonly, you're going to use it for peeling yourself, putting it down so it's going to be harder for enemies to reach you, but also such that that you chain it up as a CC. Let's see if we can help this guy. If he gets... Oh, that was a close one. Alright, so far so good. We're doing pretty well, 7-2. I did make some mistakes. This is my first game today, so I'm not really warmed up at all. But Super Mega Death Rocket is a very cool spell, and probably something that all of you guys know. What it does is that it gives damage, or it's a huge rocket that you fire, and the first thing it impacts, it's going to do some AoE damage, and it deals a good chunk of damage. The damage is based on how far this thing travels. Which means that you want it to travel up to maximum damage, ideally. Ideally, you want to have it for maximum damage. Right here, you can see I just cover myself by putting them into my mines. Okay, there's the flash. I have my ult pretty soon. So if I can see this guy, I have no clue where he is. Rip. But basically... Oh, we need to take care of that one. But basically it deals damage depending on how far it traveled up to maximum damage. So ideally you will never use your ult as people stand. If somebody's standing right on top of you, it's not worth the cast time, because you're going to do more damage just out attacking. You want to use this as a gap closer, as a snipe, cross map, or something else, or as a huge AoE. This is also very good to use early in the engage if people are stacked, as long as you're safe and at a distance where it makes sense. So a lot of people ask me, how far away do I need to be in order to deal max damage? The answer to this is basically, this is from my experience, is that it's pretty much the same range as your sap. So if we just take the fast cast off this one, you see the sap has this range. If you fire your ult and it hits at the end of your sap range, then you're going to deal max damage with your ult. So from around there, you're going to deal max damage, and anything below, you're going to deal less. Not saying that you can't throw it from anywhere lower than, but as soon as they're within your attack range, it's not worth it. Then you'll be dealing more damage just doing your usual stuff, just auto-attacking and using your... Alright, I need to be a little careful here. So I'm just going to try and play around my team as much as I possibly can. Okay. Gonna go up here, push this wave. So right now, I really hope that guy in top lane has that Riven somewhat under control. So right here is a good time to throw my ult. If I kill someone... Oh. This is gonna be painful. So I want to get over behind my team. And I'm gonna see if I can turn this engage around. That's gonna enable me to get closer. Oh, come on, really? Wolves really just ate that. I should have had them there. Alright, that's gonna be nice. Well played. Well played, he got away. We need to go down and take care of this. Because we know Shyvana is going for the Drake. Probably. Oh. It's right here. I want to see if I can get... Oh, yeah, I got burst down. But I want to get my mines on top of me. But she's taking Drake right now. Alright, our next item we want to buy is a rapid fire cannon, and the rapid fire cannon works really, really well on Jinx. It really makes her take off. It's an extremely big power boost that you get. Infinity Edge, Hurricane, rapid fire cannon. From there, you're really going to start hurting, especially because you can use your rockets to deal some good poke at a very long distance using your rapid fire cannon. A good thing to know is that your Hurricane works with your rockets as well, meaning that you can really AoE a lot with your rocket launchers, but still you are going to deal more damage with your minigun when single target firing. See, I think we're going to sell this now, just to get that one. So be aware of that. Your super mega death rocket, a good thing is to try and fire it such that you're parallel to the target. Whoop. Let's see if I can... I just want to peel for the... So right now I'm trying to stay safe, so I'm just staying out of his range. And as soon as you hit that one, unless he has some mobility spells, then it's actually really, really hard for him. Oh, well played. He's still gonna die, though. I think maybe using my W there that made me immobile was not worth it, but yeah. So that's a good thing to also consider, is using your W. If they're already on you and they're a melee champion, then using your W might not always be ideal. I just felt like it was kind of a matter of either I click it and and I burst her down, or there's a good chance that she's gonna burst me down. But so far so good. We're doing decently. Our team, our center right now is having a hard time, and so is Sue, but I feel like we can carry this thing. And I'm not doing amazing right now. This is my first game today. I think for our next item, we're gonna go something like a Bloodthirster would be fun. Just to get that extra sustain, because I feel like none of them are super tanky. Our biggest issue is this Riven, because she's kind of fed. But apart from that, there are no real threats to us. Maybe we should get a Scimitar to get out of stuns. I think actually we're gonna build a Scimitar first. I feel like that makes more sense. I'm gonna make sure we slow that guy. Gonna use this as my peel. I'm just gonna stay safe. That's why I'm using my rockets, just staying at max range as much as possible. I should have gotten the Lux as well when I killed Caitlyn with my flash, but I was kind of scared because of the Riven coming in. Alright, so let's push this in real quick. And there we go. And really try and take use of your buff whenever you get excited. It's an insanely strong spell. Gonna just slow that guy and get away. I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna start pushing there. But Jinx is an insanely strong champion. Actually, one of the champs that you can, I wouldn't say commonly, but you can really get some pentakills on this champ, because she is insanely strong. She really, really is. Even though I haven't played this in any way close to perfect, we're still doing pretty well, and we're doing a lot of damage. Like, we're a huge threat to their team. And the cool thing is that you push objectives so freaking quick as well. You're not just a strong champion in terms of killing them, but you're actually insanely, like, overall ability to win the game is really, really good. So right here, I want to see if I can get a kill on this girl on the Riven. If I can get my ult in. That was slightly painful. Okay, I don't see that it's any chance that I'm gonna fire off a safe shot on it, so whoop. I fire my ult, and that is most certainly gonna hit if she didn't die sooner. Let's make sure we just push this. I don't want to stand right on top of Soraka, because oh, we're standing way too close to each other. Oh, my mind's dang it. Too late. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Let's get that one. And let's have a look. So, what can we do here? So far, we're pushing objectives in pretty fast, but okay, so let's just talk laning phase for a second. What you want to do in laning phase is very simple. You just want to play defensively, wait for your support. If you have a crowd control support, like Leona, Nautilus, Narmi, or something else that has some crowd control, wait for them to get a crowd control in, or for your junglers to come gank, and as soon as they hit a CC, so they stun him or snare them or whatever, then you put your mines directly on top of them. As your first thing, that's going to enable you to extend the snare, making sure that they won't get away. And then from there you wanna use one auto attack, then into a W to maximize your damage and slow them as they're trying to run away. This is your general combo, and then you want to use your ult as a gap closer. See if I can help out. Oh no. I won't be able to catch this guy. Will I? Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. So right there is actually wrong. I thought I was on my miniguns, but I was on my rockets, so don't do that. I gave him less damage than I should have. So let's just push in here. Right now, they're coming a bit back into the game, but it seems like my team is having kind of a rough time. We are super fed, so all we need to do is actually just group with our team and try and push as a unit, and that'll definitely do the trick. So let's make sure we get some vision up and running. There we go, and I'm gonna run to my team. So we're pretty close to... Right there, I should be able to hit it. No, really? He is gonna be dead. Nice. And what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna put our mines directly on top of him, so as he spawns from his guardian angel, he's gonna be instantly snared. It's a very, very nice thing to do on JINX. Just remember you have your... Oh, we can catch this guy. Oh, we're both in that. Getting caught by that ribbon. That ribbon is doing a really good job, to be honest. Really good job of catching us. So I think we're gonna get a scimitar. I feel like that's gonna be a good choice, just so we can get out of some of all this CC. And we're actually gonna be able to finish it pretty soon, because we're 40 gold away, which is not a lot. So let's have a look. There we go. Alright, so the next thing we wanna do is we need to defend mid. How long till we have objective spawning? 230, 240. Okay, so this is not too bad. So there's not really any objectives that we need to take care of, except we need to defend here. Then we should push this bot inhibitor, just because it's open. Alright, we're alive. Let's go defend this. But that ribbon is a real pain. There we go. And I know for a fact she's gonna run right there, so it's gonna be a free kill. Boom. So let's try and run up and see if we can get the inhibs. So actually the mid inhib spawned as well, so it's just running up the mid lane. Gonna inhibs, guys, please. Group. Because there are no other objectives, there's no point going up there just to kill Shyvana. And that's kind of the issue. Like right now, this is still like mid gold to early plat, so people are making these kind of mistakes, which are more or less pointless, because right now, like, yes, we can get a kill on Shyvana, and right now maybe I should turn around. Oh, okay, I don't know why he's taking this fight. Okay, nice. I could actually use my scimitar there. I did click it, but I clicked the wrong button because I always position my scimitar at my... Ooh, this is bad. So I want to stay safe here, so I'm popping the rocket launcher instead. So we can push this. Gonna get that one in. And right there, nice, nice, nice. We're gonna be able to catch this guy. There we go. And sadly, I'm gonna go down, but we did manage to kill the entire team. So if my team just push and doesn't stand still, then this should be a really, really nice thing for us. So let's have a look. I think for our next item, we could go something like a Guardian Angel would be really, really good for us. That would give us some armor against the ribbon, which is kind of an issue. We'll respawn. So I think we're gonna go Guardian Angel. I feel like that's a good choice. So Guardian Angel would be a choice, and also something like, we could also go Bloodthirster, just for the fun of it. Like Bloodthirster in this one is not as safe. I'm gonna just buy the BF sword and we'll consider it. We'll see how things go. If we don't finish the game in a moment, then maybe going Guardian Angel will be a better thing. But the BF sword is used in both items, so going for that is gonna be fine. Then we can consider along the way. So I'm just gonna run down here, gonna get the red buff, and we should just push top, and actually we need to get the Baron if possible as well. Is she starting it? No, not yet. So what's happening down here? Yasuo is fighting. I'm gonna just fire my ult. This is gonna give the maximum number of damage. If I'd gotten one kill, oh nice. This is exactly what I wanted. As soon as I get the one kill, then I can start just snowballing and run after them and gap close the rest of them. So this guy is gonna be slowed. He doesn't see what's going on, and now he's snared, and he's gonna be dead. And this is gonna be the end of it. We're 21 kills. I have in no way played this game perfectly, but it is like, this is what Jinx can do. Like, even though this is my first game of the day, I haven't really played this champion much lately. It's just someone I tend to go to whenever I feel like I need to win. Then she's really, really strong. Like, as you guys see, in no way a perfect game, but I hope this kind of gave you an impression of how to play Jinx and what she can do, how her abilities work and how they work together. In general, to maximize your damage in the laning phase, you want to try and use your E on top of your crowd control from your teammate, follow up with your W and use your minigun. That's going to be the general thing. The rest of it is just evaluating which weapon makes you safest. So if you're safe using the minigun and at a safe distance still, and they're not going to go in and one-shot you, then use your minigun. Otherwise, use your rocket launcher such that you stay safe, and then as you get the opportunity to use your minigun, then use that one. Jinx is insane for kiting and insane for catching up to people. So once you get that one kill, she really snowballs really hard in team fights. So really, yeah, really make aware of that. Positioning on this champion is absolute key, and that's what makes her, I guess, a little hard, but she's a really good champion overall. Like, she's insane. She does so much damage, and she's one of the champs I use if I just want to rush through raiding and gain elo really fast. And also if I'm helping out some friends, then that's what I go for from time to time, just because I know that it's a champion that I can hard carry on. If I just get a decent start at lower elos, then having a CC support is not necessary, but makes things a lot easier. But on lower elos, there's a lot of kills, and usually the games tend to drag out, and then Jinx still becomes really strong. But playing it with a support that is CC based, and just make sure you always try and play defensive. And what I mean with defensive is don't initiate the fights. You don't have any crowd control, you're gonna get punished for it. You saw me getting punished several times for doing it. So don't initiate fights, just wait for them to kind of happen, stay in the back line, and you're gonna be able to just tear everything apart. And that's what this champion is really good at. And minigun for single target, and unless you can hit 4 enemies or more at once, you can consider swapping to your rocket launcher. But otherwise, your rocket launcher is just to have safe distance and to poke, unpunished poke. It's really good for that. and your W does an insane amount of damage. But I hope this kind of gave you an impression of how to play Jinx, or at least one way of playing her. It's a super fun champion, so if you found this video entertaining and I want to go pick up Jinx, then go for it, man. It's really, really fun. But that is going to be it for this video. If you liked what you saw and enjoyed the video, then make sure to smash that like button. It really helps me out a ton. And make sure that this video comes out to as many people as humanly possible. And yeah, if you like the content I provide, then make sure to smash that subscribe button down underneath and join our awesome community. We've grown so much lately, so thank you guys, really, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate every single subscribe, and I try to respond to all of your comments, so thank you guys. I hope that we're gonna keep going on this roll, and it's been so insane to see that we've reached almost 200 subs in 7 days now. Like, things are just taking off, so thank you guys. But that's gonna be it for this video. As always, stay awesome, have fun, and take it easy, guys.